Let's not do that. How are you, friends? We're live. I'm here. Welcome to the Stopher Show. I am still Stopher Cavins, working as a psychic medium. How is everyone doing tonight? It is February already. Can you believe it? We're already a month in. It's amazing. The 2025 is running along. It's going. And so are we. I'm so grateful that I'm still here doing this. You're still here watching me do this and participating. We have some great questions tonight. I am going to answer them to the best of my ability, along with the universe and spirit and all that good stuff, right? All right, Christian Delgado, my husband, is here in the house. Say hello to him. Tell him how amazing he is. And yeah, 2025 whiplash. It's wild. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do the questions. I have to tell you, I'm not a doctor of any sort, therapist, anything licensed. I am not that. I am not a attorney. I'm not law enforcement, although I do channel an inner policeman sometimes. I'm trying to put that in check. Anyway, and I'm not a licensed real estate agent anymore. My point being is I will answer your questions. I'm connecting to your energy. I'm giving you my opinion of that energy. If you need more than just my opinion as somebody that does not know you, it's like my house is shaking. I think it's my dogs playing in the other room. So that is not an earthquake. It is a dog quake. Anyway, if you need more than my opinion, please consult with the proper professional. All right. What else do I want to tell you? I do private readings tonight. This is all free. You don't have to pay me anything. Spirit says we're doing this every Monday night, and it's going to be free. Tuesday morning or afternoon if you're in Australia, right? Anyway, so it's free. You don't have to pay. But if you would like a paid private reading, I do those. Those are available on my website, stophercavins.com. You can get you can do a Zoom reading, you can do a phone reading. If you don't want to do either one of those, you can do an email reading, which is pretty cool because let's get some water. You can put in your 4 questions, and within like 2 or 3 days, I will send you a pre-recorded email back with a video, is what I'm trying to say, connecting to those 4 questions, answering those 4 questions, giving you all the energy that comes around those 4 questions. And that way you don't have to sit for the reading. You can just, take the time to put in the 4 questions, and then boom, you get your reading in a few days. But other than that, yeah, we do the psychic where I'm connecting to you, and we do the mediumship where I'm connecting to your loved ones in spirit. All right, I'm going to check into the comments, and then we are going to get into the questions right after that. All right, Kelly S. So yeah, let me put this banner up. I forgot to put the ticker, if you will. There is a bit of a format here. So Kelly, the Mystic Next Door, if you want to email the Stopher Show at stophercavins.com, your question will be read, whether it's this question or another one, or this one and a follow-up, whatever you want to do, next week on the 10th. Okay. So that's just so I can keep things moving along. That's how we do it now. All right, we'll hide that. Sherry Berry. Confirm as my video goes out. Just confirm that it's you that is asking about Gracie. And I forgot if that question, I forgot where it came from. I was looking for it. Get your arm on. Heather, thank you for being here. Heather, I know you and Joe had mentioned that there was a story you wanted to share, or something about a reading I'd given you or some information I'd given you that turned out to be accurate. If you want to share that tonight, I'd be happy to have you come on, or have whatever you want to do, or you can just, I'm just curious. So I'd like to know, how things shake out for the people I connect with. Anyway, let me know what you want to do, or if we can just have a conversation later, not to put you on the spot. Nivra here is fighting the flu. Nivra, so I got your question, your email for tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to not have the video on, or I'll I'll make sure that we don't call on you. There's not going to be a ton of group participation tomorrow during the development course, but there'll be a little bit. But anyway, feel free. I'd love to have you there. If not, just kind of listening in if you're up to it. All right, yeah, we're going to get to that. So I didn't quite have time to connect everybody's question this time. You know how usually before I'll go into a little bit of a session and get quiet with spirit and connect everybody's question. You're going to see it happen live tonight, so we'll see how that goes. All right, you would love to. What would you love to? Come on the video tonight, or what do you want to do? I'm open to whatever. I can send you a link to come onto the video and share or whatever. All right, we're going to start with Suzanne. All right, let me just find that. All right, so Suzanne, she had asked me this question like a little over a week ago. I was going to answer it last week, but I like ran out of energy. You guys see it happening when it's like I've done 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. We talked about some things, and then the energy just like stops. So I had to run, but we're going to do it now. All right, so Gracie is Suzanne's cat. She loves animals, and she loves Gracie. So we're going to see what's going on. Bear with me just a moment. You'll see me probably making some notes. Yep, checks. I mean, there's a big slowdown here. I don't know that she's been super playful for a long time, but whatever her level is, I feel like in the last, even just like we're not doing like years here. We're doing probably just barely a year where Gracie has slowed down. There's even like a bit of just a slowing down in her energy, a slowing down in her methods, her graciness, right? So I don't think this is like a health related thing. I think it's more of like a maturing kind of thing, which feels to me really, kind of good, right? We all get older, but sometimes good things come with that. Sometimes difficult things come with that. I feel like this slowdown is really just kind of an evolution. So I don't get a lot going on physical. I do. This is interesting. Okay, so I do get a little bit of like a digestion thing, and not to talk about like gross stuff, but it's almost like when the digestion's happening, there's a little bit of like a discomfort that does happen. So I'm not sure if you had made any changes or if you're noticing this. Of course, I'm not a licensed vet, so I would say just get that checked out. I don't think it doesn't feel to me like anything that's like I'm not getting ring the alarm kind of energy, but I do think there's a little bit of like just kind of feeling a little bit different than probably is what we would call normal. Other than that, I think you've got a good long. I know she's 11, but I get a longevity with her. I do feel like this is an animal that will fight for more time. Always going to get through things. So I do think you still got a long time with her. Okay, I don't know how many years. That's not what I do, but I'm just seeing that we, I'm not seeing anything. I guess what I'm trying to say in the immediate future that would lead me to believe that her life is short or anything like that. Trying to reach Joe so we can go live. Okay, yeah, just let me know. Let me go ahead and get you that. Bear with me, everyone, while I get a link. Invite. Copy. Look at me doing two things at once. All right, Heather, I just emailed you that link. So whenever you're ready, you guys can come on, and I will. You won't just pop on the screen. I will see you in the backstage area, and then I will bring you on. Suzanne, I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. All right. Before we go into the next one, Just want to do a quick share. So I did get a message from Spirit today that is letting, it's kind of a bit of a collective. I don't normally do these kind of collective things because I just find that energy a lot of times is very specific. I think it's a little bit more helpful when we get some specific energy. But just collectively, there is a message here about we have to work together. And the key word here is have to. We have to work together, right? Now, we all know this. We all know that we need to be a team, regardless of whether we like a person or like their views on things or like, what they look like, whatever the case is. But more than ever, it's like we have to work together even to get through our own stuff. The universe is letting me know and reminding me to remind you that we have a team, whether we think and I know I deal with a lot of people that come to me and they're alone, they don't have anybody. I'm not discounting that you're feeling that. But what I know from energy is, and the universe is, they're always bringing somebody to us, whether we know it, whether we want to see it or not. We just have to see it. We just have to be open to it, and we can work together for a collective purpose and also for our own purposes. There's a team. There's a team effort happening here. So I'll leave you with that. If you like it, take it. If you don't. All right, Joe's here. Everybody's here. Yeah, if you guys want to just hit that link, and you guys can both, I can bring you on either, I don't know if you're in the same room or if you're on different devices, Joe and Heather, but we can bring you on separately, or obviously if you're both on the couch, then that will work. All right. I'm also enjoying a book. We'll say consuming a book because I'm not reading it. I am listening to it on Audible. It is called The Let Them Theory. And I'll tell you who the author is. It's a female named Mel something. Hold on. There we go. The Let Them Theory by, wait for it, Mel Robbins. And it is fantastic so far. Mainly, I mean, the content of the book is really great, but the Audible is fantastic because she's the one narrating, and it's not like she's reading it word for word. She's really enthralling to listen to. So it's been a good experience so far. But a lot of tools on how to disassociate from things that you cannot control, and then how to, it's like let them do that. Let them have their bullshit. That's their shit. And then the second part of it is let me do what I need to do so I can feel right, so I can do the right thing. It's pretty cool if anyone wants to check it out. Love Mel's podcast. I have to get her. Yeah, I'm glad you know who that is. I just discovered her, doing a little bit of a Amazon search or whatever. Joe's driving. We aren't seeing the link. Okay, I had emailed it to you. Did I press send? Yeah, Heather, I emailed it to you. So maybe check your junk, bulk, whatever you call it. Just make sure. All right, we're going to get into some more questions. It has no subject, so but it should be right there on top. Let me know. All right, while we're waiting for that, we will go to Sakura. Okay. So she's writing in, I was in a relationship with this man for about 3 months. Let me extend this. And abruptly, he decided to leave me. Jerk. I know he had some personal issues. I've dated 3 men last year, and 2 of them took money from me. 2 jerks. Might be all 3 jerks, I'm guessing. All right. The question is, am I ever going to find a love of my life? If yes, when and how? And then a little extra context. I am so tired and just sad about men and my life in general. My kids are healthy, but I don't live with them. I try to live every day happily, but just can't find what brings joy to my life besides meeting my kids on the weekends. All right. So first of all, and I know I don't have to tell you this, and I can feel the energy. Kids are number one. All right. What I'm being told is, and we'll get into some other stuff here, but kids number 1, kids number 2, kids number 3, kids number 4, the kids, because this is when you say, they bring you joy? Yes, 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 yes. I'm getting all the yeses there. I know you can only see them on the weekends or you don't have the full custody, but the more you can put into that and focus, focus, focus. I know we want the guy, we want the all the other stuff that comes along and that we're told brings us happiness, but the kids, number 1 through 10, right? Now, when you ask the question, will I ever find the love of my life? I don't know is the short answer, but I will tell you this, the energy, when we're kind of speculating, looking at that freeway that you're on currently, I don't see it. And so basically the energy as it's moving now, it's a no. You'll change it. I know you'll change it. So, the real answer is overall, I don't know, but probably. But right now, the energetic highway, freeway that you're on now is not going to let you find that, right? I actually, and it's not to, point at you, Sakura, to point blame or anything like that, because it's not what we do here. But if I'm just kind of seeing where some of the catalyzing energy is on your end, you do have a little bit of a, we'll call it a half empty cup. Um, and there's kind of and I have, it feels to me like part of that is not having your kids with you all the time or having them more. So there's a little bit of a hole that needs to be kind of, a replacement energy that's happening here. So unfortunately, when you're out there with your cup uh, empty and kind of, hoping that somebody can maybe fill it, unfortunately, that energy attracts similar energy. So you are essentially also attracting men with cups that are not full or that are also putting their cup out saying they need somebody to fill their cup. And it's tough. So continue to really focus on that relationship with the kid. I feel like we're going out. We're probably turning the calendar at this point, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years before you're really in that space. You've got to kind of put it into action though. I hate to be the guy. I hate the cliches of I go inward, but really kind of put the focus on you. I do think there's probably 1 or 2 busters that will happen in the next year. So be careful with that. I mean, I don't tell people what they should do, but my advice would be if you can close that off for a little bit, the search for Mr. Right, I think you'll be fine. The rest will take care of itself. So, all right, try to be so long-winded. All right, we've got my friend Joe here. You ready, Joe? Give me a thumbs up. Not ready. No? Why did he not come on? Let's see. There we go. I like the circle. You there, Joe?
I am.
All right. I don't know why we're in circles. I think it's a setting I have. Anyway, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Yeah, overall pretty good. I don't know why right now when you asked me that, I was trying to find like something wrong, like something to complain about. So bad. Don't do that, people. All right, so what's up? I
Not a
love to
whole
hear the
lot.
story.
Which story would you like to hear?
Oh, there's several. Anyone that's good and juicy.
Heather said you wanted to talk about potentially my friend John or what's going on with work. You pick.
Well, I remember last week you had mentioned, I think in the comments, and I apologize if I didn't read it correctly,
No, you read it correctly.
that there was that you hate that I'm so accurate. Of course, that was in jest, but so what's going on?
So you had mentioned in our last reading that I had some questions about how work was going to go for this year. Obviously, we're living in 2 different locations, trying to find our footing, both in California and in Missouri. And you had mentioned that work was going to be, and I think this is a direct quote, it was going to get worse before it got better.
Yikes.
You could not have been more accurate in that regard. And you also said that there was an entity around my job that I interacted with that would become increasingly difficult in the late January, early February timeframe, and that it would probably culminate and get better in the March timeframe. So that entity has proven to be more difficult increasingly as the days have gone. I now have some corporate investigations that are going to probably result in terminations for him and maybe members of his team that he was not counting on me catching. And he has made life increasingly difficult from a time consumption standpoint. Heather will tell you that I will get home from work at a late hour and still be on the phone with folks from work, trying to resolve today's crisis. And it's just getting exponentially more invested on my part. And again, you couldn't have been more accurate. It's frustrating, but you had given me enough insight that I knew it was coming.
Yeah, well, I like that you said that. I was going to ask you as you're telling me this, that because I don't do this just to be right. I mean, I'm just telling you what your energy is giving me anyway. But my question, the thing I always wonder is, how does this help people to know or to have an idea of what's kind of coming down the pike?
So for me, it was an ability to calibrate my reaction.
Right.
I wasn't blindsided by it, and I wasn't blindsided by how bad it was getting. It was also, I was able to then temper Heather's reaction because, we all know our significant other can control how we react to some things. Right. So me understanding, and taking what you and I talked about, kind of placing it in contextual boxes, if you will. I understood it. It was easier to navigate and compartmentalize and just tell her, look, this is what Stopher was talking about. He said it was going to get worse before it got better. He said that was going to be, this particular entity was going to be challenging. He has proven, again, to be accurate. We knew this was coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. And then also it's like, because, when I read energy, when we go forward in the energy, there's good stuff and bad stuff coming, right? It's not all
every day
and puppy dogs. So, and it's just kind of like, even when it's kind of negative or tough stuff, it's just to let you know that, hey, you are in the flow. This is what it's producing. You're in the flow of your energy. It's going to, it's going to get tough, and then it's going to get better. And we know that in a couple months, we'll be probably back on this live talking about how that person's been removed. Right. So, and it kind of gives you an idea of, what that flow looks like. So cool. Thank you for sharing that.
No, it was great. And again, the insight that it provided and just the peace of mind that it wasn't unexpected really helped me to not over rotate and react in a negative manner.
Good. You could probably, you'd probably enjoy that book I'm reading, the Let Them Theory. It might help you.
I probably would very much enjoy that
in this specific context. All right, my friend, was there anything else you wanted to share or any questions you had while you have me here?
Let me think. Any questions I have? We did get a little bit of a setback on our plans for the year regarding our housing location.
Yes.
Do you see that getting any resolution towards the middle or end of the year? And I will tell you that when we were trying to negotiate at least a partial exit strategy so that Heather knew where we were going to put roots, she did not receive the news that we got very well. So she's also looking for some, I guess, confirmation that we're A, still on the right path, and B, that we still will get where she wants to go.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like there's more negotiated, and I don't know what this looks like for you. So that I like that I don't know all the context here, because I'll just give you what I get. It's interesting you say that there's some kind of negotiation, because I feel like I've got to talk about more negotiation, another opportunity to negotiate. I want to go to August because I feel like we're like right in the hottest kind of area of the year. So I want to go to August of this year, where it feels like we get another like crack at it almost is what I want to say. So there's some opportunity here to kind of maybe get back into on a path. It may not be the exact path you were working towards before, but I feel like it's a little bit of a circumnavigation. I also, for some reason, is this Joe about getting you back to where you're from?
Yes.
Okay, because I almost want to put you on a plane again this year. Specifically, I don't know if this has to do with a negotiation or kind of going to figure something out, but it connects to getting you to where you want to go or getting you kind of part of that process. I want to put you on a plane. So I do think, and I know you're probably going back for family, whether it's driving or plane, but specifically for the moving part of it or understanding what that looks like, I feel like there's a trip back to that part of the country. I don't know if it's maybe to get a piece of land or if there's some kind of also wrapping some things up there as well. And I feel like that happens before the end of the year.
Okay.
Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, it does.
Yeah. So you'll go back at least once, not just for family visits, but for that reason.
Okay.
All right. And then August, I think you'll know more about what that new path looks like. And I think it'll be something that you're able to kind of live with and be happy about. So, but it also feels to me like there's a negotiation part of the process. So there's a little bit of hammering things out.
Can you speak more to the negotiation? Is that possibly with my spouse?
I do think that it, not directly with your spouse only. I think there is, I almost feel like I want to okay, hear me out. So like when I was in the military and I wanted to go on leave, I'd have to put in like a request or a chit or something like that. So it's almost like I think there's a submission of some sort to probably your job or to, whatever it is, to kind of figure whatever kind of entity that feels organized to me. There's a submission on your end. And then I think the second part of that's probably working with your partner to understand what the options are. And they're probably not, the top tier options. They're the next level options. They'll be fine though. I think you'll be something you can stomach.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And more importantly, that Heather can stomach.
That is the most important thing.
Yes, I know. I understand. Well, thank you. I appreciate our connection with you and Heather, and also appreciate you coming on and sharing.
Anytime.
All right. Bye, Joe.
Bye.
All right. Off he goes. Let me take myself out of the circle. There we go. All right. We're going to get to some questions. This is happening. We're doing it. All right. So we are now with Bernicia. Bernicia, my friend. Are you here, Bernicia? Sorry, I'm just trying to find a banner that I want. Okay. Anyway. All right. Bernicia says, should I keep the new cats I rescued? I want them, but I'm not certain I can afford to take care of them how I want to. I do love them already. It just makes me a little sad when Okay, so I don't tell people, Bernicia, what they should do, but I'll tell you what I think, kind of the path you're on. I think you'll keep them longer. Currently, it's like you'll keep them longer than you probably should or can. So if eventually, yeah, I do think that it's almost like there is energy here where that's not sustainable with the cats. I think it's not just the financial portion of it, but there's some other stuff. And I know you love them and you can give them all the love, but there's something maybe with a schedule or their lives just don't quite, I don't know if it's behavioral or whatever the case is, but it's like, it's just going to show you, the universe and the situation is going to show you that you're the right one for them now, but not for the long haul. So, if you can start kind of coming to terms with that, I know it's hard especially when you're just a deep lover of animals, specifically these animals, but I think it's going to come to a head. So if you can kind of wrap your heart and your mind around that sooner than later, I think you'll be in good shape. I'm not telling you should or should not, but the energy in the universe is telling me that it's not really sustainable for a couple different reasons. So my prediction is you will probably hold them for maybe about 4 to 6 months, and then uh, you'll be on a journey to find what's next for them. Right. All right. Just another question from Bernicia is another thing. They keep jumping on my altar, and she sent a wonderful picture of the cats on the altar licking some kind of water or something. Why? They have water on the floor. I'm not going to show the picture, but the cat's cute. Trust me on that. A couple things happening here. One thing, the cat. So I'm being shown specifically when I connected this cat, especially when I looked at it in the picture. It's almost like the jumping and the going up, being up is really attractive. It's an attractive energy to this cat. So there's a little bit of that going on. And then also with the altar. So just keep in mind, anybody, not just Bernicia, but animals, they love our energy. And so they're going to get it from us, but also they're going to get it from the things, because they don't have all the ego stuff that's keeping them kind of caged in like us humans do. So they're just all feelings and energy and that type of thing. So especially an altar, imagine the amount of energy that is on an altar, the amount of energy that you're giving to that altar. And whatever else, I don't know what you're doing specifically with that altar, but so that cat is just, and any animal is just going to respond to those items or those places in your home that just have this like really interesting kind of heightened energy. So that's just what it is. I don't think there's any specific entity that's calling the cat up or anything. Maybe, I don't know, but it's really just about all that energy that's swirling. The cat is just curious, and he or she likes to be up high. I think it's pretty standard with cats. All right, we're going to read for Denny. Here we go. I was wondering about the energies around me for the next year. Does it remain kind? Okay, so I think this is from last week. I think I already read this. Denny, if you're here and you had a different question, let me know. But yeah, this is from last week. So we're going to go to Nivra. Nivra, I hope you're feeling better. All right, Stopher, you were right about the trip to Africa being delayed, but I was approved for the visa. Question is, do you see me being able to get a car soon? And any other messages from guides? I just want to make sure that these are from this week. I think they are. It's like I know I read for a lot of you each week, and so I don't know if it's just like feeling repetitive. Yeah, so that was from the 28th. Okay, Nivra, let's look at the car. All right, Nivra. This to me is the highest opportunity. I think we've got a few months. I want to go. We're not quite getting to summertime here, so this is telling me it's like May, where the opportunity or kind of the push. It's almost like it's kind of an intersection between really needing it. I know you need it now, but it's like okay, this is coming to a head. This is a fork in the road where we need it, and then also. Kind of opportunity presenting itself. So it's a nice cross section here where May, unfortunately, I think we get to that point where it's like, okay, we got to do something. I do think we're not talking about a brand new car here. Because it feels to me like it's had at least one owner. I do think it will be reliable. I do think it will look nice. I do think it's something that it's almost like a version of a car that you really, really, really want. So it might be just like a used version of it, or so it's like not quite on the nose, but I do think it's going to be presenting you with a lot of the things you need. Okay, so May is when that opportunity and the kind of need really line up. So that's my prediction for when you're most likely to put this together and get the car. All right. I do, and I am getting a sense that there's like a little bit of borrowing. So I don't think it's something you buy outright or is given to you. I think there's, because it feels to me like there's some money owed. So what that means is you'll get a loan of some sort. All right. Good luck. Show us the car whenever you get it. All right. Yes, if you like the video, click the thumbs up. If you don't, click the thumbs up also. And if you're not subscribed, do that. I can already tell my voice is going out. Next, we are reading for who? Elsie. All right, Elsie writes into the Stopher Show, what is my purpose in life and am I following it? If not on that path, what can I do to get on it? Okay, so interesting question. I get it a lot about purpose. What's my purpose in life? Okay, this is just my opinion. Okay, my opinion based on how I feel energy, the relationship I have with the universe. My opinion, right? Disclaimer. We all have the same purpose in life. There's one purpose, right? We're all. I know we're all separate. We're all one force, one source, one force, whatever you want to call it. Our purpose is to love. Our purpose is to get closer to spirit, to universal energy. Is still in our body, of course, but our purpose is just move forward with love, love and light, that kind of thing. That's pretty much it. That's our purpose. That's why we're here, to figure out how to become closer, how to become more connected in this human form, um, as a whole. So path's a different thing. Okay, path is something that's set into motion a good jillion years ago when whatever spark happened and all this, and then things were set into motion and everything else is inevitable, right? So the path is really just being in the flow of the way things are going. The future's not written, but some things are probable and inevitable, right? So how do you get on it? You got to release, you got to cut those things that are tying you down. A lot of it's human stuff, a lot of it's conditioning, um, depression. It's all that heavy human stuff. We're always going to have it until we're not human, right? But the more you can kind of deal with it, heal trauma. That worked for me. that was a big one. Is really kind of cutting those ties of the the trauma and all that, and then letting stuff go. Just like the book I'm reading says, let them, right? So all those human things, that's how you're going to get on your path and really start. And I don't know if you're going to be in the course starting tomorrow, but that's kind of a lot of the stuff I teach is how do we kind of see through or thin the veil of some of the human crap that we deal with, that we're taught or that we bring on or that people put on us, whatever, and then just kind of feel the way the light and the love is taking us, and that's what it is. All right, hope that helps. All the best to you. We are going to read for who next? Jillian, thank you for being here. All right, do you see me getting another car anytime soon? All right, it's car night. I'm not Oprah. It's not you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. But let's see. You're closer than Nivra is. Sorry, Nivra. Yeah, Jillian. So it is soon. I feel like we're talking about either late next month or early. What would the month after that be? March. Nailed it. All right. So you're probably a month and a half at the most. I forget, we're in February already. Yeah. So later this month or early next month. And I feel like with you, it's almost like, I don't think the car is given to you or that you buy it from a person, but it's like almost like I want to connect a third party of somebody that or somebody that you're already connected to, that either leads you on the path to the car or maybe has the car, maybe their sister has the car. There's a middleman. And I think it's somebody you're already somehow connected to, whether it's like a family member or somebody you work with or somebody neighbor. kind of gives, it's like we got to leap over that person. So, yep. Just listen to the folks in your life, because it's almost like they might have a beat on the next thing, or have some information, or maybe like a hookup or something like that that can help you get the car cheaper, or some kind of deal. All right. When you get the car, let us know. Show us a picture. All right. We're going to read for KA. We're going to get some water. Excuse me. All right. KA says, so I met a guy again. We've been talking for about 2 weeks, texting a lot, and 1 phone call. Sounds exciting. All right. What do you think will happen? The only issue I have with him is this is interesting. So, as many of you know, anyway, I think most of my viewers, most of you are more liberal. Not that it matters, but are more liberal, kind of, what is it called? Politically speaking, or whatever. Anyway, so it's interesting that KA says the only issue I have with him is that he is a conservative person who watches Fox News and voted for Trump. Vomit. Haha. I'm older, so my family would say I should just date anyone that will date me. Come on. All right. Do you think we have a future, or will his views just get in the way? Should I just get over the fact that he voted for that man who shall not be named? You already named him. Okay, so let's I don't tell people what they should do, but the last question is, should I just get over the fact? I think you should. I think we all should just get over the fact of person voted for that. Come on, not to get on a soapbox here, but we're being told by the media that we should care so much about these politics. Come on, we are being controlled. We are being controlled. You know that, right? We're being told that this is important. The issues are important, but the political side of it, who voted for who, and we like them, we don't like them, this is not important. Let them. Yeah, this is my opinion, but yeah, don't let that get in your way. It's not what we're being told it is. All right. Anyway, what do I think will happen? I actually don't know that I don't think you're ever going to actually meet this person in person, in real life, IRL, as the kids say. So I don't think it has anything to do with the conservative thing. That energy feels a little bit more with you than it does him. I actually don't think it feels to me like that's not high on his level, as liberal versus conservative. I just don't think it matches up in other ways. Have fun, do go with the flow, do what it will do. But I have a hard time getting you two together in the physical. And I don't mean that in a weird way. I just mean it like face to face, right? So that's what I think will happen. I think it will kind of just be fun online and then fade out. But the next one feels to me like it might have a little more teeth. It's almost like clear this one out, and then the next one coming up feels nice. All right, let's read for Ashika. Ashika, thank you for being here. I wanted to ask about my left hip. Its recovery has been slightly confusing. I think I've read for this before, right? I don't know that I felt that. I do feel like there was something. Do you get anything on it, and the timeline of this recovery? I do get long timelines. I feel like I read on this and we had long timelines before. I do think there's something going on. It's almost like I want to go in. I always say, hear me out, right? So it's like there's a surface level of how we feel, and then it's like almost I want to go deeper, like peel the onion, and there might be some like nerve damage or nerve. It's like we want to go a little bit deeper into the hip, right? So I would say if something's feeling a little bit weird, or if the recovery is just not where you think it should be, I would dial in and stay on your medical people to do whatever they need to do to get more information for you. Okay. So, and that's not saying there's something terribly wrong. I think it's just is more like there might be something that we can kind of know that will help us get back on the track that you should be, or you think you should be on, because there's something that I say, it feels like it's a little bit more than just like the surface level. Okay. I think it's there's ebbs and flows. I feel like I'm not quite flipping the calendar. It's almost like we get around Christmas time. Hear me out. I know it's a long time, but when you're like really kind of sitting there on the couch or with your family, and you can say, you know what? It's the first time I felt really, back to normal, It'll probably happen a little bit before that, but it's like where you can really just have those days on days on days where it's like, yeah, I'm really good. So I think by the end of this year, until then, it just feels like there's always going to be a little something where you're just kind of, or maybe annoyed with. But by the end of this year, you'll be sitting there with the family, and you'll be bragging about how good you feel. Okay, if you dial in and handle that shit. All right, and an MRI. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm sure the MRI will tell you what it needs to tell you, but there's something that may not show up on it. There's something. So stay on it. You know your body better than anybody. Next, hope it helps. Good luck. Feel better. Let's do Sylvie. The question from Sylvie: while I'm still waiting on a job offer, I'm considering helping out a friend's startup project. Do you see that business developing successfully in a year? Should I pursue more professional studies in the future to better navigate my career path? I don't love this friend. I think you actually will help them in one way or another. Um, let's see. I should probably finish that sentence. That was like ominous. I don't love this. No, I think it will be fine, but I don't know that it goes that well. I don't. Let me say this: it's like the friend has the goals up here, or the kind of the trajectory up here. Projection is the word I'm looking for. But it's going to be really hard. I don't know that it's even possible to get where it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It might even put a little bit of a strain on your friendship. Nothing too crazy, but just be careful with it. I think you will. I think you will help, because I can put you two together with that. So that feels easy to me. Just level the expectations a little bit. I think in the end, it probably will be where you do what you can, and then you kind of go do your own thing, or another job comes calling, and then your friend will uh, along the road and eventually figure it out. But the next year it doesn't really head up. All right. Should I pursue more professional studies? Yes, yes. It doesn't feel to me like it's going to be like traditional university or something. So whatever is something will be shown to you. I'm quite confident about it, and it will make sense. It will schedule will line up. Everything will line up. Resources will be there. So I think when you see that, it's a yes from the universe, and it's always trust your gut on it. But yeah, you're probably going to move forward with that kind of thing. So I do think it's almost like they're showing me like you putting more tools in the tool belt. So yes, yes, yes. Um, I think you'll be on a track that you're really comfortable with by like June. Right. That doesn't mean you want to have a job until then, but it's almost like they kind of line you up on the right track in June. You'll be really happy with what's going on, I think. It's kind of what I'm showing. All right, I skipped over her. Let's read for Heidi. All right, Sylvie. Good luck to you and all of that. All right. I wanted to ask no, that was a Sheikah. I'm seeking a timeline around the sale of our company and process preparation. Any insight you can provide to facilitate the successful sale would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. All right. I do think what I'm being shown is there's somebody like already circling. Do you already have this on the market, or have you already been trying? I feel like you have, is kind of what I'm getting. The reason I'm asking that. I feel like there's either somebody you're already dealing with or somebody that is already kind of maybe has their eyes on it. They've already seen it. They already know about it. Um, I don't know. That's a hard one for me to put together with that person or that entity. So my prediction is you'll have somebody step forward or has already stepped forward, figuratively speaking, right? Or literally. And I have a hard time seeing that coming together for a sale. I think we're probably flipping the calendar. I have a hard time seeing it this year. Sorry. Um, Short answer is I don't know. But be a little cautious with the person that or the person or entity that pops up or has already popped up here. It feels right now to me. So not to say that they are bad. I just don't know that it can come together for some reason. So that might help you save some time. Anyway, let's see if there's anything else there. Also, there's are there like 6 people involved in this business? I feel like I want to put not just 2 people, but like a handful of people together. I I'm getting like almost like we got to go to the other strings. We got to pull some other people in. Like I say, it feels to me like I'm talking about people that are already involved or somehow have their hands on the business. If you can get them on the right page a little bit more, we might need to get some more information or get somebody else some more information. And when I say somebody else, people that are involved in the business or own the business or make the decisions. It's like they can almost help us go down and maybe course correct the path of how we're selling it. So work a little bit more. It's like we have to work on somebody a little bit more, and then that can like kind of free up some other options. Right. Sometimes it's difficult explaining what I'm feeling. All right, Donya. Donya, you went into my junk. So junk or bulk, whatever you call it. So I'm glad I almost didn't see your question. All right. If by some miracle at this point I stay at my job, will I ultimately get fired? I'm thinking about resigning between February 14th and 'cause this timeline feels like we've moved it way up. Um, I think I was predicting. What was I predicting that we get past summertime with this? And telling them I'll stay until the end of May. Okay, this is tricky. Until my replacement is hired and trained. Oh, there's still 17 of you. A bunch of people were like, okay, this is getting too long. All right. Do you feel good energy around the date range I've chosen to resign? And do you think they'll take me up on my offer to stay or until my replacement is trained? BTW, by the way, that's what the kids are doing. I'm thinking of going back part time to part time work after this. Do you think that's the right path for me? Here's the thing when you tell them that you're leaving, I think it's almost like they'll be uncomfortable telling you, "Okay, go home." So they might actually say, "Okay," and then it's almost like a couple days later they say, "Okay, go home, we're good." It might even be the next day. I have a hard time after you give them the resignation for them to allow you to stay till May. So if you want to stay till May, I would say, I mean, it sounds like you don't want to stay till May, but if you're thinking that's going to happen, I just don't see it happening. I think they'll be like, okay, we're good here. You can go home. You don't have to stay. I don't even know if they would let you stay like the normal, like 2 weeks. I feel like they would just send you home either that day or the next day or like maybe like within a couple days. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's yeah. Part-time. Yeah. I think eventually you'll part-time feels right to me because it's like the energy doesn't feel like fully charged forward. It feels like we're kind of like doing, maybe like bare minimum or that type of thing. So I do like that for you. I think that actually could work for you for a while. For a while. I think you've got other things to do. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you need to be doing some spiritual work on the side. Just saying. Yeah, if it's not going, I mean, you do get out. If you don't like it, get out. That's for all of us. If you're not happy where you're at, get out. You do have, you've got other things you need to be doing. We'll say you could be doing, yeah. Anyway, okay. Thank you all for being here. I think I'm done. Is there more? Is there more people? Is there more questions? Nope. That was everybody. All right. And for those of you that are here that are signed up for the development course tomorrow, I will see you then, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'll go for about an hour and a half if we can get up to that. So, all right. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. See you next week. Send your questions to the Stopher Show at stophercavins.com. Have a good night. Take that down. Take that down. What's happening? All right. Good night.